Welcome to a Playbook. I'm Jason Feltman, and today I'm literally going to give you my playbook of how to sell P&C insurance and get best in company, which is something that I was able to do using exactly what I'm going to teach you right now. And I'm actually going to do this into a series and kind of give you almost every single thing that I can think of that was able to take our company to best in company.
Insurance dudes are on a mission to escape being handcuffed by our agencies.
How? By uncovering the secrets to creating a predictable, consistent, and profitable agency sales machine.
I am Craig Pretzinger.
I am Jason Feldman.
We are agents.
We are insurance dudes.
Prior to doing that, my expertise was not in insurance. Like 6.5 years ago, I came into this insurance agency and it was a failing insurance agency. It had shrunk to almost or a little over 2 million, and it was shrinking really fast. And we needed to do something for sales. The whole first year was all a giant learning lesson, and it was a bunch of outbound phone calls trying to convince people to not leave. So there wasn't much sales going on. And we were just talking to every single person, not only trying to sell, but trying to convince them to not leave. And we couldn't sell anything. There was 3 of us at that time. And it was pulling teeth. I think the highest sales that we had any month up until the very end of that first year was maybe 15 policies. And that was pulling our teeth. That was begging friends and family and past clients and everything. And I knew that there had to be a better way. I knew that I wouldn't be able to grow the agency to the level that I wanted to just doing that. And that's when I decided to get into paid leads. But if you're anything like me, I knew nothing about paid leads. I knew nothing about insurance, first off. And when I went to the carrier to ask them, like, help me, like, what do I do to sell this stuff? What's the competitive advantage here? They said, you're the competitive advantage. And I said, what the heck are you talking about? I know nothing. Why? How can I be the competitive advantage? So, and I wasn't expecting to go here first, but I'm going to start off with the definition of value, because I think this is a key part to this whole thing. When you're getting into sales, you might be with a captive carrier that charges a lot of money for insurance. And you probably have heard from your sales team and even yourself, like, dude, we're way too expensive. We can't sell this stuff, even if we can get quotes, right? So the definition of value is the utility or satisfaction that a customer derives from a product or service in relation to the price. So we're talking about something that's completely subjective here, right? And it's all determined by the person if it's valuable and whether or not they'd have satisfaction. So you take the insurance experience in general, and it sucks. You tell somebody that you're an insurance agent and they go running, right? Because they are used to this industry that are a bunch of people that are, it's long, the process sucks, it's not fun. So automatically, you know that you can increase the value by saving time and being a different kind of agency, right? I'm not going to get into too much on how to position your value, but just know this, that don't look at the commodity of your policy versus other policies, because I'm going to show you through this training that your policy is just a tiny piece of your offer. Your value of what you're offering is actually you. I didn't believe them when they said that to me. I was like, what do I have to offer? But people really do like to buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And there's a lot of people that are not trustworthy in this industry. So if you can truly help them, you're going to be light years beyond even somebody that charges more. If you're going to make it easier, right? What do people want when they first are looking for insurance? If something's going to be cheap, fast, and easy, that's it. That's what, I mean, mentally, that's where they're at. And I know we're supposed to sell on value and we're supposed to all this other stuff, right? But initially, we have to bridge where we want them from where they're currently at. And where they're currently at is cheap, fast, and easy. So we'll build the value later, but let's dive into like the sales funnel. Because I think if we learn these numbers a little bit, we'll be more comfortable buying leads. Because I hated buying leads at first. It's scary. I mean, if you're buying 100 leads at $5 a piece, I mean, that's $500, a day. So it can burn fast. But if we know the mechanics of it and we know how it's going to turn into premium, it can be pretty lucrative. We were able to grow from that 2 million mark to over 9 million in just about a little over 4 years. And that's even with all the drop off and everything else. So we sold a heck of a lot more than that to get to that point. So here we go. So let's pretend you have one salesperson, and it could be you or it could be somebody in your agency. All you need is one person, one sales dude. Let's say his name is Jack, right? Jack wants to sell $40,000 a month in property and casualty insurance, right? Well, we know that the average policy sold, let's just say it's 1.5 policies. You know, your initial offering is 800, or let's say 600, and then the extra policy might be 400, whatever. Let's just say the average sale is $1,000, right? So Jack wants to get $40,000 in sales, and the average policy in your agency, or the average sale, including all the policies, averages out to $1,000. Now, as you can see, I'm not a huge numbers guy, so I like to make things simple. I call them napkin tactics. If you can write it on a napkin, I can follow along, and it's easy, and everybody else will be able to follow along. As soon as we're getting into extensive charts and stuff like that, peace, I'm out. We need that in our businesses. We do need somebody to do that, but that's not going to be me. I like to make it simple. So let's say the average policy is $1,000. So we got to back our way out of this. Let's assume that in the month, there are 20 working days. How many policies does Jack need to sell to hit $40,000 a month? He needs to sell 2 policies a day, right? A day. So if you're following along, I'm actually doing this on a whiteboard. And if you're listening on the podcast, then check out YouTube. So 2 policies a day right here. This is exactly what Jack needs to sell to get the result that we want, right? Well, how many quotes on average in your agency does it take to get there? I'm going to bring out a rough average number of most agencies that are doing pretty well. I would say it's around 25%. So assuming that you have a 25% close ratio on your leads, then we need to get those 2 policies a day, we need to get 8 quotes a day. Oh my gosh. I know what you're thinking. 8 quotes a day? My dudes get like 1 or 2. Right. Well, as we're moving down, this is kind of the reverse funnel. As we're moving down this, you're starting to realize that Jack is a fixed cost in your agency. He's going to cost you $4K a month, right? That's a fixed cost that Jack costs just to sit in that seat. It would be in your best interest to make sure he has enough quotes to sell enough policies to get the premium that you want out of him, right? Now, if you're going to have Jack prospect all day long, he's not going to be able to do 8 quotes a day, guaranteed. We'll get into the numbers of what it takes to actually get a hold of a lead, but we need 8 quotes a day to get here, right? Well, let's kind of show you, I'm going to flip this. Let's show you exactly, like if you're buying internet leads, you buy 100 in a day. If you buy 100 leads in a day, you're only going to be able to contact on average, let's say 15% of those leads, right? 15% for the day. 15% is 15 leads, 15 contacts for the day. Now, this is just in the first day. Just in the first day. You're going to be able to keep calling and following up on these people. But after 3, 4 calls in that first day, you're only going to be able to get 15 on the phone. Out of those 15, you're probably going to get about 2 people to be able to get to do quotes. Now, you're also going to be calling other leads from other days as well. And this does diminish a little bit the contact rate of the days as they go on. But you know in that first day of buying leads that's how much you're going to get. So our job as an agency owner is to make sure that Jack gets enough quotes to reach those sales. And this is all on a day-to-day basis. It's not something that you can just skip one day. Consistency absolutely is the answer to everything. If you're consistently doing this, you can get this. But he needs to be consistently doing 8 quotes a day. Does that mean he's actually going to sell 2 policies a day? No. He might go one day without selling a policy, and then the day after that, selling 4. And that's kind of how the roller coaster works. But we know that 8 quotes equals 2 policies. We know that because all you have to do is do the math of once you're in the system doing this, all you have to do is do the math to back out exactly the overall sales, the overall quotes, and the overall policies sold. So we need to, as agency owners, make sure that Jack gets enough quotes in the day. We need to make sure that he's following a process, right? So based on this, this is exactly how we approach the sales funnel. You can see how important it is buying daily leads, or at least, I don't care if you don't like leads. I don't care if it's centers of influence or however you're getting leads, flea markets and trying to get people to sign up that way. That's fine. But you need a certain amount of leads a day. And if you turn that off and you hope that they're going to squeeze the juice out of the prior leads days and get some sort of magic number that's going to exceed the average that you've had, it's not going to happen. And so this is the difference between an amateur and a pro agency, the way they approach this. You got to make sure if it's going to be 100, that's the leads that you're getting a day. And if you've backed it out to how much ever premium you want Jack to get, you have this daily number that you need for the amount of premium, then stick to it. Now, we need to manage this whole system. So we need to make sure, hey, if the leads kind of suck, like call the lead company, tell them, hey, this sucks. Our contacts, how does the lead suck? If the contacts, let's say we only contacted 2%. Let's say everybody has the wrong name. Now we're going to get people that say, we're going to get the wrong names. We're going to fluctuate on contacts, but a big decrease or anything, call the lead company. We do know that lead companies are kind of like car salesmen, so you might get all different types of results from them. The more you contact them, the more you're going to see a much different quality of lead. I guarantee that. So make sure you stay on them. So this is the way it goes. So the next part is we have to have a few other pieces. We have to have an agent scorecard, right? We want to know what they're doing on a daily basis. We have to have a agent quote sheet. Again, how they're handling those quotes on a daily basis. And we want to do it on a sheet of paper, because I don't care what CRM that you're using. CRMs can glitch here and there. Plus, you want to be able to have a quick reference of exactly what they're doing and kind of what they're thinking about the leads. I'll get to that too. We're going to talk about speeches. We're going to talk about the script. We're going to talk about all the parts that it takes for a successful sales agency to dominate doing property and casualty. So far, I hope you're following with me. We'll end this session. We'll get into the agent scorecard, the quote sheets, the speeches, and the 4 parts of the script to dominate in your agency. And so let's end this one here. Honestly, figure out your number. Your homework today is to figure out what's the number that you want to sell in your agency. And if you're already selling, let's say, an average of 10,000 and you want 40,000 in sales, then look for that number, back it out, minus 10,000 that you're getting doing your own methods that you're doing now. But I want to be able to purchase enough leads and create enough business coming in to equal 40,000. So then we're looking for a $30,000 a month number to supplement your $10,000. So let's get into that tomorrow or next week, whenever you're watching this. Maybe they're all out and you can just go through all these. But yeah, thank you.